Out of nowhere, gusto ko lang pumunta ng Canada. Hindi ko alam kung ano meron dito.
Ah,
Parang nasa church ako noon, I was praying, just take me wherever you want me to take. Kung saan yung
mm,
gaganda yung buhay ko. Titingnan ko kung paano yung magiging nurse dito. Sobrang frustrating. Ba't pa ako pumunta dito? As in yung trabaho ko, naglilinis ako ng bahay ng kliyente ko kasi maglalaba, maglilinis ng bahay, grocery.
mm.
Talagang umiiyak ako, naglalampaso ako ng floor. Titinda ako ng lottery ticket. Sinet ko yung mind ko, I'm gonna be a nurse. Shit, kailangan ko maging nurse dito sa Canada. Parang hindi pwedeng ganito lang ako.
Hello guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to a new vlog. Today pag-usapan natin ang buhay sa Canada. Ang buhay ng isang nurse sa Canada. I'm going to share a conversation that I had with one of my colleagues and also a friend of mine whom I've worked with a long time ago back in Subic Bay in Olongapo City back in 2012. And I always appreciate when other nurses or when other people share their journey of success or their journey abroad. You know, sharing all the good and the bad struggles and the successes. Kasi minsan kapag, you know, in the eyes of people outside of your parang circle, outside of your family, outside of your friends, when they see you, you know, working abroad or when they see your life, when you post on social media, parang lahat is positive. Nakikita nila yung end result of all your hard work, your sweat and blood. Yung mga pinagpaguran mo, nakikita nila on social media. But they don't really see, when they don't know you, they don't really see the amount of work, the amount of tears, the amount of struggles that you put behind in order to achieve those goals. Working abroad as a nurse, or sometimes, you know, working abroad in general as an OFW, people see the end result of all your hardships, but they don't really see the struggles behind sa mga pinaghirapan mo na goals mo. Paano mo naabot yung pangarap na yun. And I love talking to people, sharing their life journey sa abroad. Because if you're new here, my name is Boyd Ventura and I'm a nurse working in Ireland. I've been here for 6 years now and I've had my struggles and I'm still having hardships, mga pinaghihirapan namin, mga obstacles or all those grown-up stuff in life that we all go through. We have to go through it in order to grow and in order to become stronger and to become more resilient. I think to all life is, you know, throwing at us or mga pinagdadaanan talaga natin. Shared to me yung mga pinagdaanan niya from the start, from the very beginning when she was still a volunteer nurse in the Philippines na nag-apply sa Canada. She got scammed and all this mga balakid sa pag-abroad niya. And she shares her journey for me to share to the rest of the online community who's following this channel. This is going to be, you know, helpful for all the Filipinos na gustong mag-abroad, na wondering what life is like in Canada or what life is like in abroad in general. Talaga bang pag nag-abroad ka, is it all like, you know, parang my dream came true already? But the reality is, alam niyo naman yun, di ba? The expectation versus reality. Sometimes the expectation is too high, but the reality is, I was a newly qualified nurse back in 2008. Talagang matunog yung Canada. Pag sinabing Canada, people are aiming to go to this place. And nowadays, when I was already here in Europe, I still hear about Canada, but I hear different things now about Canada. I hear people are fleeing Canada. A lot of Filipinos or a lot of immigrants are leaving Canada for a number of reasons. One of them is yung high cost of living and iba na daw ang buhay sa Canada ngayon. I think there's no better way to investigate or to parang know about what's happening in Canada other than to interview or to talk to someone who's already living there who can share about firsthand experience.
Hello guys, sa mga viewers ni Eman. I'm si Nurse Boyet. Yeah. My name is April. So, I used to work with Eman sa Bay Point Hospital sa Olongapo City. And then, actually, I started my nursing career as a volunteer nurse. Volunteer nurse as in talagang iyak-tawa ka na lang kasi magtatrabaho ka ng 12 oras, tapos wala kang sahod. 1.5 year yon na
Mm.
ginagawa. Then after that, I was able to work sa private hospital wherein si Emma nandun din nurse. Sa ER ka na, no? ER and
ER,
ICU?
hindi,
I'm not sure if
ward,
you
ward muna tayo before. Ward. Let's
nag-work,
start
yes,
tayo sa
yes.
ward.
Tapos after working there, I moved to Canada. And then nung pagpunta ko ng Canada, akala ko, uy, magiging nurse na ako, magiging mayaman na ako. Ang syunga bells ko, hindi ako nag-research. Titingnan ko kung paano yung magiging nurse dito. Iyak talaga ako kasi 3 years inabot. Sobrang frustrating, sobrang daming gastos, and then there was a time na
Mm.
parang, "Ba't pa ako pumunta dito?" As in yung trabaho ko, naglilinis ako ng bahay ng kliyente ko kasi I worked as a support worker, disability support worker. So, we support them kung ano yung mga kailangan nila sa mga dailies of activity na kunwari
Okay.
kailangan nilang maglalaba, maglilinis ng bahay, grocery.
Mm.
So, yun yung trabaho ko nung una. I worked there for like about 3 years until makuha yung license ko. Talagang umiiyak ako, naglalampaso ako ng floor. And then after that
Totoo.
job, nagtatrabaho ako doon ako ng mga 8 to 4, and then after that, magwo-work ako, nagtitinda ako ng lottery ticket sa mga stores.
Oh.
And then kapagka downtime, bitbit ko talaga yung libro. Yung mga ganyang kakakapal na mga libro, bitbit ko talaga kasi talagang sinet ko yung mind ko, I'm gonna be a nurse. Shit, kailangan ko maging nurse dito sa Canada. Parang hindi pwedeng ganito lang ako. Tapos, thankfully, after 3 years of sweat, blood, and tears, nakakuha ko ng
Naging
license.
nurse.
Oo, napasa ko yung NCLEX.
Ah.
It was the first time na in-employ ng Manitoba, which is our province, yung NCLEX dito. And then,
Mm.
after I got my license, nag-work ako sa acute ward, orthopedic sa surgery. I took the ICU course, which is 6 months dito na ICU course, accredited siya
Mm.
sa Canada. And then, I've worked in ICU for like 5 to 6 years now. I really love trauma and yung surgery, yung sabi ko ngayon, drama behind the trauma, yun yung talagang nagtitik ng utak ko. So, doon ako ngayon, surgery ICU. Pero I'm working as a casual kasi right now I'm doing training for anesthesia, which is 6
Okay.
months down, 6 months to go. So, sana pag natapos, yan.
Paano nangyari yung the whole Canada application thing?
Actually kasi nung bagong graduate ako, nag-submit ako ng application for working visa as a nurse. Doon pa
Mm.
sa may Pampanga yun, agency, nagbayad na ako, ganyan-ganyan. Tapos,
Mm.
ay, kailangan ko pala ng ganitong years of experience na na hindi volunteer. So, kaya naghanap ako ng job na paid job na employee ako. And then, nung nakuha ko ng experience, bumuli ako sa agency. Wala na yung agency din. Wala. Yung parang
Na-scam ka.
medyo na-scam lang naman ako. Parang 30,000 yata yung dineposit namin doon for the
Okay.
placement. Tapos, at the same time, meron akong half-sister na nandito sa Canada, and they're hoping na makapunta ako dito kasi para meron din silang kasama kasi sila rin nandito. So, she sponsored me as a Manitoba Nominee Provincial Program, which is pwede mong i-sponsor. Nung time na yun, pwede mong i-sponsor yung family mo, yung second
Okay.
cousin mo, and even your friend. Pwede mong i-sponsor.
Wow, okay.
Pero ngayon kasi nag-iba na. Nakapunta ako nandito, I think my processing was just 1 year. Tapos nakuha ko na kaagad yung approval na pwede akong lumipad dito. And I was working at Baypoint during that time. Out of nowhere, gusto ko lang pumunta ng Canada. Hindi ko alam kung ano meron dito. Wala akong
Totoo
kaalam-alam.
ba?
Parang gusto ko lang, Navy ko alam yung flag. Alam mo, parang sinabi lang sa akin ni Lord, punta ka ng
Mm.
Canada.
Oo.
Parang nasa church ako noon, I was praying, just take me wherever you want me to take. Kung saan yung gaganda yung buhay ko. Hindi, parang may bulat talaga, Canada. Hindi ko alam kung ano yung flag noon, kung paano pumunta dito
Oo.
or whatsoever. So, ayun, ang bait ni Lord.
What are the difficulties that you encountered bukod sa mga nasabi mo na during your first few months as a Filipino nurse?
As a Filipino, I think yung ingrained sa atin yung people pleaser tayo. Yung
Mm.
kahit pagod na pagod ka na, yung puyat na puyat ka na, wala kang tulog. Sige lang,
Oo.
okay po, you need to come back, ganyan. Okay po, sige po, okay. Yung namamandate ka, ikaw na pala yung laging minamandate. Hindi mo alam, meron palang listahan na kailangan yung depende sa listahan kung sinong turn na. Yung parang, bakit lagi yung
Oo.
pinamandate? Ano ba yung mandate? Yung gano'n. So, may time na umiiyak talaga ako. Bakit parang lagi akong kawawa? Kasi hindi mo alam. Yung parang during that time kasi no first 3 months, wala akong kaagapay na, uy, dapat ganito, dapat marunong ka mag-say ng no. There was a time na parang nag-work ako ng 16 hours. So after kong working na 16 hours, nag-request ako na, pwede bang later ako pumasok the next day? No, you're expected to come here at same time, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, parang hindi mo alam na pwede ka palang mag-contest or you can negotiate. Kung, especially kung safety ng pasyente yung iisipin mo. Kasi there was even a time na pauwi ako, sobrang pagod ko, 16 hours from nights. Tapos ongoing forward ng days, 16 hours, yun talagang mababangga ka sa sobrang antok at pagod.
Oo.
I think yung it's not really the Filipino way. It's more of like bago ka, tapos walang umaalalay sa'yo. That was the hard part. And then eventually, nakahanap ako ng group of people na was willing, they were my friends. They're still, some of them are still my friends. Tapos, yung parang feel at home ka. Yun yung parang nagustuhan ko after. But it was like 6 months bago mo ma-realize na accepted ka. Mga machine, kakaiba. Siguro yung kulang lang ako ng taong mag-guide talaga sa akin. That's why ngayon, pagka meron ako nakikita bagong nurse, okay, yung mga mas batang nurse, and I can feel na they're kind of like trying to navigate the profession o kaya yung trying to learn more. So I really make it up na parang it's my turn to give back, na to guide them, and then some of them they text me if there's any issues, ganyan. Magte-text lang ako, yung support baga.
Kasi alam mo yung pinagdaanan nila.
Alam ko
Kapag
yung pakiramdam na wala akong mapagtanungan, mapuntahan, yung gano'n. So alam ko yung pakiramdam, kaya so I'm trying to make things easier for them.
Oh, that's very nice. Very kind of you.
I thank you. Alam mo, yung COVID really helped me a lot. So yung being kind talaga, parang ano ko na yung motto ko na yun. PTSD.
Eye-opener yung COVID, no?
Sobra. It can be too much. Like, yung usually kapag ka-ICU nurse ka, you are taught how to compartmentalize. And you really need to know how to compartmentalize kasi kung hindi affected ka. But I think COVID was a different kind of challenge. Hindi mo kaya compartmentalize kasi after work, pagdating sa bahay, may COVID pa rin. Alam mo yun, pupunta ka ng grocery, may COVID pa rin. So, hindi mo kayang i-let go yung trauma that you experience in the workplace. And at the same time, paglabas mo ng trabaho, yun pa rin, alam mo yun. And would you believe that was 4 years ago? And even though I'm still giving me goosebumps, like...
How did you find the Canadians when you first started?
Mabait sila, lalo dito kasi, laging nakasorry, open mo yung door.
Ganyan din.
Sorry, ganyan. Oo, ang babait nila, and they're very, very straightforward. Kapag sinabi nilang no, no means no. Sa atin kasi, kunwari, mag-aalo ka, uy, gusto mo ng ganito, ganyan. Ay, no, hindi, pero deep inside, ay, gusto mo ng ay, ano ba, bigyan mo siya.
Sana pilitin. Sana pilitin ako.
Oo, yung parang gutom na gutom ka na inaalo ka, hindi po, okay lang po. Pero deep, kumukrok-krok na yung chan mo, ganyan. Pero mga puti, hindi. Kung what you say is what you get, most of them. They really appreciate yung mga Filipinos. Like, ever since I started here, yung parang, lalo yung mga pasyente, ay, pagka-Pilipino, magaling mag-insert ng IV. Gusto nila yun. Kasi talagang pro tayo sa, when it comes to IV insertion.
In fairness, no? Dito din. The same.
Daan din. Tinatanong nila, bakit ang gagaling ng mga Pilipino mag-IV insert? Kasi kapag kailangan kumuha kami ng lisensya, di ba yung parang sa license natin, isang gauge ng IV, kailangan 5 ang may insert mo nun na plakado, tapos ipapasok yung pangalan ng pasyente, edad, birthday, ganyan. Sila kasi, ang IV insertion nila dito is through clinic, yung pag nagtrabaho na sila. So, doon lang sila nakakuha.
Okay. At some point ba, did you feel that you were discriminated because of the color of your skin? At some point?
No.
Like, very, even minor things lang na napansin mo?
Merong mangilan-ngilan na I would say na medyo nang di-discriminate, pero very, very seldom. And then I think the problem is not me, but the problem is them. And kung ganun yung problem, I'm so sorry. You're not affecting me. Diba?
So it's just personality ng mga ibang tao na talaga
yung may mga taong ganun. Pero very, very seldom. I can't even remember a specific moment. At saka kasi dito sa place namin, sobrang daming Pilipino. So, iniisip ko, nasa Canada ba ako? Kasi may store kami na Filipino store, may restaurant na Filipino restaurant. Tapos, kada street may Pilipino. Isa itong pinakamaraming Pilipino sa buong mundo na immigrant.
Talk about, let's break it down to the cost of living, to the safety, quality of life, whether... So for the cost of living, in Canada. Ang dami ko naririnig, people are fleeing from Canada because of the increasing cost of living. No?
Dito kasi sa province namin, I believe it's one of the lower cost of living comparing to other Canadian provinces like BC, Alberta. My house basically nung binili ko siya was like 5 years ago, it was around 289,000.
Oh, not too
Pero
bad.
ngayon, dahil sa inflation rate, yung parang basic house, it could increase up to like 300 minimum pataas. Yung 300 parang sobrang maliit for a family. Pero pwede, alam mo yun, depende naman kasi ka talaga kung ano yung gusto mo sa buhay. So, yung possibility of earning a house here, kaya pa. Pero yung kung kunwari sa BC, ganyan sa Alberta, I have friends there, yung maliit na condo is like close to 1.2 million. So yung parang buong sahod mo, papasok na lang talaga sa mortgage mo.
Rent. As a mortgage.
Or rent. Ang rent here is around 1,000. Minimum 1,000, parang ano na lang yun. Kama, couch, studio type. Dati, mura-mura pa, 900. Ngayon talaga tumataas. It's anywhere from 1,000 to 1,400. And then, medyo marami na rin nagpaparenta ng bahay kasi dumadami na rin families na nagpupunta dito.
Parang 5 years ka sa Canada, saka ka nakabili ng bahay.
O kasi
Bilis
3 years bago ako naging nurse. Siyempre yung kinikita ko na hindi naman ganun kalaki. Although nakakapag-save up ako, hindi pa ganun kalaki. Pero it just took me about 2 years of working as a nurse para makapagpundar talaga ako pan-deposit. Yun yung very good decision, one of the good decisions. Kasi ngayon yung bahay, sobrang mahal na. Kasi dito, for you to get a house, minimum deposit is at least 5%. Kung ako lang kasi nung single ako, my monthly expenses is about like 2,500 to 3,000. Nung single ako lang yun. Pero ngayon kasi syempre may bata, may mga, ang daycare, nakakalokang kamahalan na daycare. So yung expenses namin as a family is anywhere from 5,000 to 6,000 per month. Pero, ini-include ko kasi as ako as an individual, ini-include ko yung expenses, ini-include ko yung investment ko sa expenses. So usually, if I do the math dun sa Excel ko, I'm investing 20 to 25% ng income ko. Talagang nakatabi ka agad yan. Pikit mata, tabi. Tapos minsan wala akong pera. Ay, wala na akong pera. Kasi automatic, nakatabi na yun. Kasi kung hindi, wala. Parang, I would say na kung dito kasi sa Canada, kung masipag ka, maganda yung life. It's more of like how you really spend it. I think kahit saan namang mundo, kung paano ka talaga mag-spend ng money mo, nasa sayo, di ba yung mga priorities mo kung ano talaga yung gusto mo.
So, when it comes to safety in Canada?
Depende sa neighborhood. May mga areas din talaga na sketchy dito. Pero if you know where are the areas na, wag dyan kasi sketchy and ganyan. So, okay naman. Wala namang problema. I feel safe like just walking outside by myself. Kasi konting sign lang na feeling mo na harass ka, you can complain You can report. Kahit saan naman meron at merong mga bad things that will happen.
Depende kung nasang area ka. No? About the quality of life in Canada, what can you say about the work-life balance?
Alam mo yun yung
as a nurse?
Pinaka gusto ko dito kasi most ng Canadians, gusto nila yung work-life balance. So, pag work dito, work. Tapos, pagka uwian na, walang TY-TY na OT. Walang ganun. So, kapag ka, kunwari, time out mo for 30 or 5, uwi ka na. Tapos, pagka nasa bahay ka na, walang work. Walang magte-text ka sa manager mo or whatever. Most Canadians value yung family, which is I really like. Yung mga malls dito, especially on weekend, they close at 6 p.m. You have to spend those times sa family mo. Hindi sa mall or anything or with your friends. Yung work-life balance, it also depends kasi may mga nurses din na hagod din sa trabaho, work, ganyan, kasi kailangan nila. It's their choice. But if you really choose to have that work-life balance, I think it's a good option. You just have to find a position wherein kung ano yung nag-work sa family mo. Kailangan mo talaga ng balance. Kasi kung hindi, what purpose na nag-work ka? Di ba para sa pamilya mo rin naman? And then, what if you're just spending your entire time working? Paano pa nag-work ka?
There's no point.
There's no
Para
point.
saan pa?
Kasi hindi mo naman i-spend with your family, di ba? So,
hindi mo na i-enjoy, no?
Exactly.
What about the annual leave? Kasi yung mga sa States, di ba? Parang ang annual leave nila is yung accrued annual leave. So parang kailangan mong pagtrabahuhan bago ka makakuha ng annual leave. Ito kasi given eh. Within the year, meron ka na kahit nagtrabaho ka or hindi. So dyan sa inyo, paano?
Dito sa amin, pagka nag-start ka, meron kang 3 weeks to start, 3 weeks in 1 year. So you have to use that within that fiscal year. You have an option na payout, especially kasi may shortage. So yung management, ina-offer nila na instead na magbakasyon ka if you want to pay out, tapos magpipick up ka. So, it's an option. Tapos, the longer you stay dun sa location mo, the more hours you accrue. So, minsan yung iba, nakakapag-vacation sila at least like 2 months with pay.
Okay. So let's say for example, 5 years ka na nurse. Ilan yung kunyari pwede kang umuwi na sa Pilipinas ng 2 months or 1 month?
Ang longest na nakuha ko is 6 weeks.
Malaki na yun. Madami na yun.
And then sometimes, if you really want yung i-push na 2 months, pwede mong i-arrange yung shift
schedule.
mo. Yeah. Or you can even do yung banked OT. So, ang OT dito, pwede mong, sometimes you can have it paid out o kaya banked. So, kapag ka banked, mas maganda siya kasi pwede mo sabihin, oh, I wanna use this, my bank OT for this shift. So, hindi ka papasok, pero they'll use that hours para i-pay off yung shift na yun. Ang sick leave is paid. The more I think yung annually nawawala siya eh. Hindi siya yung mag-continue.
Mag-accumulate.
Mag-accumulate. Hindi siya gano'n. And I think also depends sa agreement ng employer mo tsaka yung sa inyo. Ang masarap dito talaga is maternity leave.
Ilang months sa inyo?
Really depends with you kung kailan mo gusto mo bumalik. Pero you can take the time off between 1 year hanggang 18 months.
Wow. Paid yun?
May bayad yung government sa'yo. So yung first 3 months, bibigyan ka ng top-up wherein yung income mo for the first 3 months pareho nung income mo working as a nurse. Pero yung the rest, yung bibigay sa'yo ng pera is the EI or yung employee insurance. Medyo mababa siya compared sa income mo pero at least meron. And then you get to spend those precious moments with your little one.
Hindi ba pwede kang tumawag lang na parang kunyari tinatamad ka. Tapos, I'm sick today. Tapos okay lang.
Oo, yung tatawag ka lang, hi staffing, just letting you know I won't be able to come into work. Okay, we'll let your unit know.
And that's
di ba sa
paid.
Pilipinas, mamamatay na po. Nagpapaus-pausan ka pa minsan.
Sa Pilipinas ka naman punta ng ER.
Oo. Kailangan mo pumunta ng ER para meron ka medical certificate kayo. Kasi it's privacy law yan. Hindi nila kailangan tanongin. Or hindi nila dapat tinatanong kung bakit ka hindi papasok. Kasi that's your mental or your health. So it's private. They can't ask.
Jump into the weather.
Extremes ang weather, lalo dito sa amin. Yung winter is very long. Winter starts anywhere in November. Anywhere, I say anywhere kasi officially, hindi siya nag-start anywhere in the late December, ganyan. Kaso nga lang, I think it's a weather change. Kaya iba-iba talaga yung kung kailan mag-snow. So you really have to just be prepared. Pagka winter time dito, medyo matrabaho kasi kailangan mo talaga ng winter tires. Winter tires kasi madulas. You really have to clean up the backyard. Yung mga hose, kailangan yung tubig, tanggalin mo kasi pagka na-frozen, puputok yung hose. Tapos, kapag aalis ka ng matagalang panahon, yung bahay, hindi mo pwedeng iwan na walang pumibisita kasi kailangan yung water. Parang yung may pumapatak at least para yung pipes hindi ma-frozen. Pagka nag-frozen kasi yun, magbe-burst, malaking problema, malaking gastusin. Tapos pagka spring naman, ang spring namin parang 4-season weather in a day. Alam mo yun sa mga movie, ang ganda-ganda ng winter. Ang linis kasi hindi, muddy, napakaputik kasi kailangan nilang magsaboy ng mga lupa para hindi masyadong ganun kadulas. So, tapos pagka spring naman, maulan. Pagka umulan naman, syempre yung bahay din naman. Dahil may mga basement kasi dito. So, may sump pump, which is yung nagpa-pump ng water out.
Di ba binabaha?
Oo. So, kailangan yung bahay, may insurance. Kapag nagbaha yung basement mo, i-claim mo sa insurance. So, kailangan lagi mong chine-check yung basement mo. Dahil yung humidity dito kasi medyo dry. Pero pag spring, tumataas yung humidity level. Pag tumaas yung humidity, prone ka naman sa mold. So, kailangan ng dehumidifier sa basement para yung humidity bababa, para hindi mag-prone sa mold. Kasi pag nagka-mold ka na naman, issue na naman sa bahay yun. Oo. Tapos pagka summer naman, hindi ako nakakalabas sa sobrang init. As in extreme heat. Tapos dito, hindi ako pinagpapawisan kasi super dry. Sa Philippines kasi kapag mainit, di ba, pagpapawisan ka, tapos
Ah.
it cools you down eh, di ba? Dito hindi, sobrang dry, parang hindi ako makahinga talaga sa labas. So summertime, hindi kami lumalabas. Hanggang late afternoon na lang. Tapos pagka fall season naman, ayan na, non-stop na paglilinis ng mga dahon sa backyard.
Pero do you find winter there very depressing or isolating?
I think depende sa tao. Kasi kami, as a family, we always go out kahit winter. If you feel depressed, kasi minsan super cloudy, ganyan. If you notice like you're getting depressed, I think as a person, you should start doing something na, ano ba yung makakapagpasaya sa'yo? So you can go out, you can go to the mall or do something special, just go grab a coffee or something like that. If I find myself like starting to get depressed, I need to do something about that.
Hindi natin nabanggit yung taxation in Canada. How much do you pay sa tax? Kasi di ba masakit yan sa puso?
Ang sakit sa puso din. Dito ako na heartbroken sa tax.
Totoo, dito din.
Oo. Siguro kasi yung pagka nakikita mo yung sahod mo, hindi ko na tinitingnan yung tax, tinatapang ko na lang yung kasi pagka nakikita ko, iyak tawa ka talaga. Yung parang, yan, sakit sa puso. Kasi literal kalahati ng sahod mo. Around 50, napupunta talaga sa
Laki
tax.
naman.
Oo, kasi
Totoo.
yung, yung sa nursing kasi, nasa higher bracket siya. Yung taxing dito kasi depende sa income mo eh. So, kung medyo mataas yung income mo, mas mataas din yung tax na ikakaltas sa'yo. Ang pinakamaganda, I think, is the healthcare. Libre. Kapag may nangyari sa'yo and then you need to be hospitalized, wala kang iintindihin. Pero kung kunwari, nasa hospital ka, and then, kailangan mo yung mga gamot, wala ka talagang
Wala
intindihin.
kang hindi ibibigay sa'yo
Walang
yung
reseta na
prescription.
ibibigay
Pakibili
sa'yo.
po.
Pabili po ito. Ay, mali
Oo.
po yung nabili.
Happy,
Hindi,
no?
wala ganun. Wala kang iintindihin.
Talk about yung career progression as a nurse. Sa tingin mo ba, dyan sa Canada, it's easy to progress as from being a staff nurse to whatever, like nurse practitioner,
Oh, yeah.
whatever you want?
Sobra. As in, sobrang daming option. Kung ano yung hilig mo. Tapos, may mga nurses na mahilig sa mga aesthetic. Ganyan. So, they just need to complete a certain certificate or studying. Tapos, pwede na silang mag-aesthetic nursing. Meron din dito mga nurses na that works in dental clinics. Sobrang dami. Ang dami-daming options na nasa sayo kung ano talaga yung hilig mo and then kung ano talaga yung mag-work sa'yo, kung saan ka masaya. Sobrang daming options.
If you have any advice for all the ating kababayan nurses who wants to parang entertaining the thought of working or migrating to Canada?
I think number one is like do the research kung ano yung
Huwag tayong
magiging
gayahin.
oo. Kasi hindi talaga yung sa akin, punta ako, wala akong kaalam-alam, ganun pala kahirap. I think yung social media is really helpful in terms of finding the right people, kung sino yung mag-guide sa inyo. May mga Facebook group na, kunwari yung sa Filipino nurses dito sa Manitoba, merong Facebook group na pwedeng makatulong sa inyo to shed some light kasi yung iba, based on their experience. And I highly suggest doing the network. Finding the right people sa Facebook yan or any other social media platforms. O kaya kay Nurse Poyet. Yan. So yung mga information that's really helpful. And then I think the last advice I would say is like whatever you do what is making you happy. Kasi ang hirap, hindi mo ma-maintain kung hindi ka masaya. Marami kang pera pero hindi ka naman masaya. Happiness dapat. And
Happiness
be
dapat.
kind.
Choose
Kind to
happiness.
people.
Do you think na ang success ng tao ay nakabase sa isang lugar and that lugar that place exists somewhere? Or
I think no. It's
anong ano mo?
It's what's within your heart. Kung ano, kahit nasaan ka, kung ang kinakain nyo lang asin, kanin, pero masaya kayo, okay yun eh. Kasi comparing naman kung maganda nga yung bahay mo, laki-laki, hindi naman kayo nagkikita mag-anak. I think, like for myself, I'd rather be living the simple life, pero happy kayo kasi you have each other. Those are just material things. Iba yung meron kang pamilya na matatakbuhan, yung nagpapasaya sa'yo. So I think it's not where you are, it's where you are within yourself. Lalim.
Quote from April.
Oh. Kasi dapat yung sarili mo, hindi lugar, hindi kung anong estado ng buhay. Dapat
Hindi
within
pera.
yourself. Hindi yung pera. Being just kind and being for that person, yung being available, it's a big thing. So, kahit you see in other social media, yung parang, ay, ang sarap-sarap naman ng buhay nila, ang ganda ng bahay nila, parang not all you see is real. So, be happy with what you have and appreciate what you have. I think those are the most important in life.
Such a powerful statement. Sobrang powerful nun. I appreciate it.
Are you
Napaka-mature.
in that state?
Ha?
Are you in that
Sometimes,
state?
sometimes, oo. Kasi parang, when you see ito nga, very, it's something that I need to change. Kasi parang when you see other people na parang, oh, they're earning this amount of money, and I'm earning only this
Yes.
amount of money.
I think also yung comparing yourself to other people, it's a bad practice.
Yes.
Kasi you shouldn't be comparing yourself to other people kasi iba-iba tayo ng pathway, iba-iba tayo ng... Kasi I was in that stage din eh, parang, hala, nauna pa ako sa kanila, bakit nandun na sila andun na, ang bilis nila, ba't ako nandito pa rin? And then I was so hard on myself, I wasn't happy. Pero yung parang, I think you should be you take your time. God has good plans. Trusting Him kung ano yung talagang plano niya sa'yo. I think that's really big. Instead of comparing yourself to other people. Kung ano ba yung important sa'yo? Family mo, health nyo, togetherness. Kung okay yung tatlong yun, be thankful. Kasi blessed ka na if you have all those three. Yung iba, yung mga bagong bag or bagong gamit or something nice, ano na lang yung extra na lang yun ni Lord. Pero yung sa akin, yung tatlong bagay na yun, yung family ko, health namin, togetherness, okay na ako.
So that concludes our interview. Napakaganda ng mga senior mo at genuinely yung last part ng pinag-usapan natin. Sobrang ganda na parang, oh, I just want to listen, you know? Yun ang gusto ko sa when I'm interviewing other people. Kasi parang you see, you don't, parang focus on yung parang perspective mo lang sa buhay na yung perspective ng iba. The things that you said, the words that you imparted, sobrang very impactful and very meaningful. Na parang an eye-opener for people who are looking to go to Canada and mga gusto na maka-chismis kung ano bang meron sa Canada. Thank you so much. So, may God bless you more and so para marami tayong bless.
You
Ano
too.
tawag dito? Thank you.